Howdy folks, and welcome back to Fishing Alberta and beyond. On today's show, we're going on an exotic fishing adventure to the lush jungles of Nicaragua, Central America, to fish for alligator gar and giant tarpon on the San Juan River. It's an adventure like no other we've ever been on, so hold on tight. We'll be right back. Fishing Alberta is sponsored in part by Brex, a Canadian tradition in fishing tackle since 1947. Black Labiche Sporting Goods, your outdoor adventure starts here. And Lund, a tradition of quality since 1948. Howdy folks, this is Scott Rawlings, and on today's show, Ken Slott joins me for the fishing adventure of a lifetime on the San Juan River in the jungle paradise of Nicaragua. A few years ago, I was surfing the internet and found a website featuring tarpon fishing in jungle paradise. The site had tons of pictures and information about fishing for giant tarpon on the San Juan River in Nicaragua. Within 10 minutes, I knew if we could pull it off, this would be an unforgettable fishing adventure. I started corresponding with San Carlos sport fishing owner Philippe Tussaud to see if we could work together to get us into Central America to film a couple of shows. In October of 2005, we finally got the details worked out, and the trip was booked for March of 2006. Unfortunately, Alex wasn't going to be able to make the trip, and I needed a partner. I knew that Ken Slott was the perfect guy to join me for this jungle fishing adventure. Ken is an environmental technician, entrepreneur, and an avid outdoorsman. You probably remember Ken from past episodes of Fishing Alberta. Ken's taken us fly fishing on the Old Man River, chasing bull trout on the Livingston, ice fishing on Sherburne Reservoir, and float tubing on Dormer Lake. Ken's always up for another adventure, so when I invited him to join me, it took less than a day for him to check with his wife and kids and phone back with an excited, "All right, Scotty, let's do it." By the way, thanks to Ken's wife Darlene and his daughters Sarah and Megan for cutting Ken loose for the week. After 150 sleepless nights, the time had come to start our adventure to Central America. As with any trip out of the country, the first challenge is getting to your destination. We'd be flying from Calgary to Houston to San Jose, Costa Rica, then by land from San Jose 5 hours north into Nicaragua. Our final destination would be the San Carlos Sport Fishing Guest House, La Esquina del Lago, built in the National Wildlife Reserve of Los Guatuso, in front of the little town of San Carlos. The property is situated on the southwestern tip of Lake Nicaragua, at the corner of the Rio San Juan and Rio Frio. With our gear packed and ready to go, we headed for the Calgary International Airport at 4 a.m. in the morning for the full day of travel ahead. Checking in and getting our gear on board proved to be a breeze, and before you know it, we had liftoff. As we watched the frozen peaks of the Rocky Mountains coast by 30,000 feet below, it was goodbye cold and snow, hello tropical paradise. We landed in San Jose, Costa Rica, and loaded our gear into the hotel shuttle. You may notice I brought my guitar along. This would prove to be a significant decision, as you'll see in a few minutes. We had a day to kill before traveling into Nicaragua, so we decided to hire a driver and check out the sights of San Jose. Our driver Eduardo was an expert at navigating the narrow streets of downtown San Jose, and I can tell you, these two Canadian boys were wide-eyed with excitement as a dizzying array of buildings, vehicles, and street vendors whizzed by. About 20 minutes out of the city, we passed a lush-looking property with a couple of ponds out front. Eduardo told us that this was a fish farm where you catch fish and the cooks prepare it for your lunch. He asked if we would like to stop and catch a couple of fish. Would we like to catch a fish? Si, senor, that's what we're here for. Let's go fishing. The property was just gorgeous, with well-manicured lawns, tropical gardens, and a well-laid-out fish-rearing operation. The attendant set us up with hand lines and bait, and Ken and I hit the pond to catch our first fish in Central America.
Fishing Costa Rica
Here we go.
style.
I brought with me about $6,000-7,000 worth of fishing equipment. That's all I'm going to need for this first day.
A little dough ball on about a number 6 hook. Here's our first fishing experience. Here's the superior casting method.
Look at that, right to the
Watch it.
All right, good job. Woo!
The last one for dinner.
It didn't take long for us to catch a couple of fat rainbows for lunch, and the senoras in the kitchen showed off their expertise at cooking and cleaning our catch. Quick as a lick, the meal was prepared, and the maitre d' had us seated in the grand dining room, feasting on fresh rainbow trout and a couple of cold crevasses. Less than 24 hours in Central America, and we'd already caught some fish. Not a bad start to our trip, but the adventure was just beginning. The next morning, our driver arrived at the hotel, and we loaded our gear for the 5-hour drive north to the border of Costa Rica and Nicaragua. As we got to the outskirts of San Jose, there was a dramatic change of scenery as the bustling city was left behind, and lush green hills, pineapple plantations, and thick rainforest now dominated the landscape. Our next stop was the immigration department at the dusty little Costa Rican border town of Los Chiles. This was quite the experience, as no one spoke English, and we only speak enough Spanish to order a quesadilla at Taco Bell. From the immigration office, we headed down to the river taxi station and loaded all our gear onto the boat that would take us down the San Juan River to the lodge. As we sped downriver, we got our first good look at the wild jungle scenery we would be living in for the next 7 days. After about half an hour, the river started to widen out into Lake Nicaragua, and we approached the town of San Carlos. We had one more stop to make at the Nicaraguan Customs Office. We pulled up to the dock and were asked to get off the boat and fill out more documentation, including making a list of every piece of equipment we had with us. If we missed anything, we could be turned back. One of the more stern-faced custom officials started to search our gear. I was a little nervous and hoped that I hadn't forgot to list any of the dozens of pieces of gear we had with us. Then the most amazing thing happened. Remember I mentioned bringing my guitar? Well, Senor Sirius spotted my guitar case and his face lit up. Through our interpreter, he asked if he could open the case, and then he asked if he could take the guitar out and play us a song. Tempting fate, I said he could play my guitar if we could film him doing it. Well, I guess the 15 minutes of fame rule applies everywhere in the world. From that moment on, the tension was gone. The baggage inspection was over, and for the rest of our trip, our interaction with the people of Nicaragua would be nothing short of fabulous. As the now smiling border official played us the Nicaraguan national anthem, we transferred the rest of our gear to another boat for the 3-minute trip to the lodge. After 5,000 miles, 2 planes, a van, and 2 boats, we had finally arrived at the San Carlos Sport Fishing Lodge. When we come back, we'll check out the San Carlos Sport Fishing Guest House, and Ken and I wrestle our first big jungle fish. So anchor up. We'll be right back. After the long journey from Canada, we finally made it to the San Carlos Sport Fishing Guest House in Nicaragua, Central America. This one-of-a-kind property is nestled into a truly spectacular location amidst the natural beauty and abundant wildlife on the shore of Lake Nicaragua beside the Rio Frio and the Rio San Juan. Built from tropical hardwoods like mahogany and rosewood, the 7,000 square foot guest house has cozy guest rooms with comfortable beds and private bathrooms with hot showers. There's an inviting dining room where you can tucker into some traditional Nicaraguan delicacies while swapping tales of giant tarpon, and a huge deck that spans the full length of the building. This was one of our favorite places to kick back and relax, watch the wildlife, and catch a spectacular sunset. After a long day of travel, we got settled into our rooms, had a bite to eat, then headed out with our guides for a little late afternoon fishing on the San Juan River. As we headed upriver, the guides got right to work rigging up 4 rods with 20-pound test, 100-pound leaders, and medium diving suspending crankbaits in a variety of different colors. Trolling is the way of the water on the San Juan River, and it didn't take long for us to hook into our first big fish of the trip.
I just hooked one, I think. Yeah, it's a fish. It's a fish.
Yeah, you just said, oh, I got bottom, I got bottom.
Yeah, I got bottom, and then I held it, and it kicked back a couple times. Yeah, it's a fish for sure.
What
Doesn't
kind?
feel really big, but it's definitely a fish.
We'll get our other lines in here. Get out of your way.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to go up and go under. We'll let him come in, because it's just sitting.
Okay, you want to take this side? Swap around. Here, Ken.
No, we got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can go to this side here. It's not a very big fish, whatever it is. But it is a fish. Well, we got it on, and it's keeping deep here, whatever it is. Here it's coming just to the surface. There, I got a gar.
You got a gar?
Yeah, I've got a gar.
Right. Good one?
Our first one, oh, it's about a 15 pounder or something. My guess, maybe 10 to 15. But he's taking some line now.
Peeling you off, eh?
Yeah, just a little bit. But it's a gar. And they kind of fought like, well, here he comes up.
Here he comes up.
Here he comes up. Take a look. Oh, he just...
The water is very stained here. I
Yeah.
believe it's a tannic type of a stain.
He took a look at you, Scott. Here he comes.
So it's really tough to see him. Oh, look at him.
Look at this. Big old. Here he comes again. They don't fight really. They're kind of like a bulldog type
Holy
thing.
smokes. That's
Look at that.
Look at that. Pike on steroids, boy.
Yeah, what? 15
Giant
pounder.
scales.
Look at that.
Now let's see how.
Isn't that a cool jungle fish?
Yeah, I'm dying to see how the boys handle him here.
Well, they're talking about it. Look at that. Nice gar. Look at that yap on him. There we go. Oh, Scott, there's another one on. We got one more.
We got another one on?
Yeah, on the other rod. We may have double gars.
There's some weight, eh? Oh,
Yeah,
there we go.
double gars, I think, is what we got.
You got yours up.
Yeah, I'll just keep mine on until we see what yours is. Probably a good thing. No, we'll keep it on. And this one's I'm just gonna keep them beside the boat. I'll just keep them here. Oh, un momento.
Well, I guess they're probably worried about we get another one up here and they start square dancing and
Okay.
we could be in trouble.
Let's just let this one go
it's
then.
double gar. This one's in the back.
There we go.
Double gars.
Our first two big fish.
Right around the same size too. Check them out.
Should I take mine in and get them off
Give
here,
them a
Scott?
sec. I got them right up to the boat here.
Because mine's all done. Okay, you can let them go. Look at yours. You got them in the gill plate.
Holy smokes.
Now we'll just get them so they're apart. That's okay. We'll get them out. They're gonna just gap them just underneath the beak. Yeah. They're gonna let them go. They've got these huge pliers. Here, one at a time. We'll get mine off. And then off.
Yeah, you don't want to get too close to those.
No, you can tell that they know. Oh, there goes one release.
Uno.
Okay, Scott, I'm gonna back off here. Look at those things.
The size of me. Holy smokes. Oh, both hooks.
Yeah, they don't want to get too close.
Both hooks in them too.
Our eyes are theirs. Yeah, okay.
Okay, here we go. Try and get.
They're gonna try and get one hook out of them and then get the second. There, I'll get one. Then he's gonna take off. Woohoo! Look at those things. They're not a whole lot different than our pike.
Good job, buddy.
Double gars in
Double
the jungle.
gars. It was very cool.
All right, that was cool. Like you hooked yours. I thought you were going, oh, I got bottom.
Yeah, and then it takes a couple lunges. It just took 2 big, powerful lunges.
And you knew it was there.
And then I knew it was a fish, and it wasn't fondo, which was what they call bottom.
Nice, and apparently the line that I've got, we've got 4 lines out here we're able to use, so our guides have 2 off the back, and then 2 that we're holding. I was reeling mine in, and as I was doing that, the line that I have now got hit 3 times by a tarpon. It let go, and it's all happening in the back of the boat. It let go, and as it let go, I guess a gar swam by, and that's how I hooked that one on the side. He quickly gave me the rod, and I got to feel my first big fat jungle fish.
They're cool looking too.
Nice.
Big
yeah, we got
teeth.
well, and we were a little concerned. We wanted to give you a nice close-up shot of them, but unfortunately, again, because of the communication, we weren't quite sure whether we can actually hand bomb those suckers and get them up here to give you good luck. But apparently, if we're careful, don't put your hand in the mouth.
We shouldn't lose any fingers.
We shouldn't lose any fingers. But this looks like a good spot. This is one of the more popular places that they bring people down this portion of the river. Big tarpon in here, big gar in here, and those aren't. I mean, those are baby gar.
Yeah, they're
Those
only
really are.
15 pounds or so, something like that.
Yeah, they get up to 200 pounds. I think the record caught on line is 289 pounds of gar. They don't seem to fight like as much as they kind of look like a pike in terms of their mouth features and such. They don't quite have the fight of a pike.
No, they just kind of bulldogs.
Dig to the bottom and scary looking fish. I want to touch one and feel what the scales feel like and get a real first-hand experience of these fish.
Kiss a gar. What do you think, Scott? A little risky?
What's that?
Kissing a gar?
Kissing? No, there will be no gar kissing. Oh, we're hooked. I'm gonna try and get up front here. Trying to get the other.
I'm getting these other ones in.
Trying to get the other lines in.
You won't move from here, right?
No.
Just hold. Oh, there he is.
Good.
Can't feel the full weight of this fish yet. I think he's swimming towards me.
Got to get these other ones in fast.
Reel, Kenny, reel.
I'm reeling, getting them out of the way so you can.
Seems to be coming to the boat pretty good.
Come on, be a tarpon.
There's some weight. Ooh, can
Just
feel
keep
him
a
there.
little pressure on them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be a gar.
Oh.
But he's at the surface, whatever it is. I just saw him come up to the surface. I think it's going to be a big gar. But I could be wrong. I'm out. We have no lines to get tangled up now.
Excellent. Must be a big gar because we've had no leaps. It's not really tugging. It's just kind of coming in like a big log.
Yeah, that's how those first gar kind of came in too. I'm going to get the glove.
I put it in the back of the boat there.
Okay.
There he is. He's heavy, whatever he is.
Here's your leader.
There's the lead. Oh, look at that.
Look at that gar.
Look at that big thing. Oh, there we go.
Look at those things. He's hooked really good. He's got 2 hooks right in him.
See, he's got to be, what, 30 pounds anyways, eh?
Yeah, 20 plus.
Look at the face on that sucker. Get the big gaff hook.
Yeah, the other glove.
You want to hold it?
See,
Yeah.
we have a glove.
We've got the glove.
I threw it back there. You think I can tail this thing?
Well, I can.
Yeah?
I can tail this thing.
You figure you can tail this fish?
Well, just play him out a bit. I'm not too worried at the business end.
That's his eyes.
What's that?
He said that if you touch his eyes, he won't move so much.
Yeah, no, why not? That's a Saskatchewan method. I know. Tell him I'll be careful. Tell him I'll be careful. He's hooked good.
Wrangle that gar.
It's okay. He's gonna tire out.
Holy smokes. That is a big fish though, eh, Ken?
He's gonna go once more probably. One more time.
You're pretty brave, Ken. Here, actually, here's another glove.
Yeah. Ah.
Be careful with the teeth.
Yes, oh yes, no, we have fish with big teeth like this too. You can tell him we have fish with big teeth. He's not hooked that great anymore. Woohoo!
Bizarre.
I'm gonna go with my strong arm.
See?
How's that for a gar?
Good try, man.
Oh,
One more.
You gonna try one more? Oh, now he's wrangled.
We've got him snared a little.
Imagine as soon as he kicks that tail, it's just nothing but muscle.
Well, yeah, it is, and you just gotta be careful to put him to the side. Okay, you ready for your shot?
Bound and determined. Here we go, Ken. Hold her up.
There
buddy.
we are in the jungle. Look at the teeth on those.
Nice. Let me get the.
Yeah, be careful. If he goes, I'm just gonna let him go, Scott.
Yeah.
Look at the teeth. They got these long pinchers to take the hooks out.
See.
There's a gar. Look at the teeth. Very nice. Come on, Scotty. Come up here and look at it for
I'm
me.
working, buddy.
He's gonna make a kick pretty soon.
Right here, bud.
Here we go. Woohoo! Here we go. See you later, buddy. I got to feel one. A big toothy gar.
Right on.
That's pretty cool.
Good handling, buddy.
Well, slow and steady, it works.
You can wrangle my gar anytime, pal. It was a great journey getting here, and catching a couple of good-sized gar on the first day out was pretty impressive, but we came here to catch big tarpon. Unfortunately, we're out of time for this week and can only give you a sneak peek of what's in store next week. On next week's show, Ken and I fight off the tedium of tenacious tackle trolling as we travel up and down the San Juan River searching for giant tarpon. It's slow going for a while, but when the Silver Kings hit, we're into a no-holds-barred, arm-busting, thumb-burning, reel-screaming battle of will with some of the biggest fish we've ever seen. Thanks to our guides, Chili and Christian, and to our interpreter, Marjorie, and our host, Philippi. But most of all, thanks to you folks for coming fishing with us, and we'll see you next time on Fishing Alberta and beyond.
It's about war that one.
Wow, we just about jumped right into the boat. Fishing Alberta is sponsored in part by Brex, a Canadian tradition in fishing tackle since 1947. Lac La Biche Sporting Goods, your outdoor adventure starts here. And Lund, a tradition of quality since 1948.